Hey everyone, it's Chris. Today I have a very simple card showing you a couple of very quick tricks to create a card in a hurry. Today I'm using the Unity Stamp of the Month kit from April 2017. This one is called Be My Bird, and I'm going to use this bicycle image. I am using Hammermill color copy cover paper. It's a 100-pound paper and I like it because it's so inexpensive and works well with my Copic markers. So I'm going to be coloring the bicycle very quickly. I'm using very dark colors. First I used C4 a little bit on the seat, and now I am using W7 for the tires of the bike. And I noticed that the tip of my marker was really wet. So I took both of the caps off the end just to kind of equalize that pressure, because if you notice that the tip of your marker gets really shiny, it's about to drip on your project and it's best to just take both caps off. So I'm just coloring in the wheels of the bicycle. I'm using the really dark colors because I'm going to be adding highlights with the white gel pen, and the darker colors are going to make that gel pen show up better. So for the frame of the bicycle, I am using B79, which is a very dark royal blue color. And I'm just quickly coloring. I am not putting in any shading right now. Very, very easy to do. Just kind of working that color in very cautiously, just with the tip of my marker so that I stay within the lines. Now that that is colored, I am going to work on the bicycle seat just a little bit. I'm going to shade this just a tiny bit. I'm going to add some C6 just to the edge of the bicycle seat, kind of to give it that shape. And then just a little dots, the very, very bottom edge and the back of the bicycle seat. I'm putting a little bit of C10 on there just to give it that contrast that I need to create the shape of the seat. I'm going to put just a couple of little dots right there on the handlebars as well. And then for the metals, like the aluminum portions of the bicycle, I am using a T4, and I like using the different shades of the grays together. It really gives kind of that contrast, different areas. So I'm actually using all four of the Copic gray markers. I'm using the warm grays for the wheels, the cool gray for the seat, and the toner and the neutral gray I'm using in different portions of the bicycle as well. A little bit of, let's see, that's R22 for the hearts, and then I'm just going to dot in like those little reflectors, the front and the back. Now I'm going to just make a quick background here, just kind of ground my image this with E43, and then just doing a little bit of shadow right under the wheels with E44. And now that my coloring is done, I'm going to add my sentiment. So I'm going to go back to my original MISTI, and I'm going to stamp the sentiment that is also included in this set that says "Enjoy the ride." And I'm going to be stamping that as well in Memento. And I like to line up my sentiment using, if it's just a single line sentiment, it's easy to line up using the grid of the lid of the MISTI. So you don't have to do like a practice sheet or anything like that just to make sure that your sentiment is straight. And I'm going to ink it up a couple of times. I want it nice and dark, but I don't want to press too hard on the lid because these rubber stamps from Unity are really soft, and if you press too hard, it's going to squish that image. So here is the fun part. I am just going to add in some white gel pen. This is a Signo Uniball fine line pen, and I just kind of get the flow started by scribbling on my finger a little bit to make sure the ink is running. And I'm just going to run along kind of the top, or wherever you think the highlight would be on the metal portions. It's just going to give it a little bit of shine and give you some dimension very, very quickly and easily. The trick is to be confident and just let the pen do the work. Now here I'm adding a little bit more white to give some highlight to the bicycle seat, and I kind of screwed up. So I let the ink dry just a tiny bit, And then I colored over again with that C10. So you can fix some mistakes with these dark colors, but you do need to let your ink dry first. And then again, let your Copic marker, kind of saturate and dry. And then I'm just going to go back to my white gel pen and fix my mistake. And sometimes you might want to add like a second layer because as this gel pen starts to dry, it is going to fade just a tiny bit. So you can always go back and do a second layer of the white gel pen. Now I'm going to assemble my card. I picked out kind of this salmon colored pink card base, and I'm going to put just a very simple, this is just a little polka dot piece scrap that I had. So I've got some grass in my foreground. I'm just going to trim off those edges and assemble my card, but I decided that I needed just a little bit extra something. So I didn't have any twine that matched, so I'm just going to use some embroidery floss. So I've wrapped it around my card front a couple of times, and then I'm just going to tie a little button on here. And here's my trick. I hate threading needles. So I just use a little bit of liquid glue and kind of smear it on the tips of my crochet thread or embroidery floss or whatever you're using. And that, let it dry, and you're going to kind of just create your own needle. So it's easy to thread through that button. I decided to slide it over a little bit to the side, and once I am happy with the placement, I'm just going to secure it on the back side of the piece of Scotch tape. And then assemble to my card base, and my card is finished. That's it. Thanks for watching today. Bye.